Wasabi Wallet. Unfairly private.
Bitcoin state chains are a way to add privacy to Bitcoin while enabling users to transact entirely off-chain in a zero-fee environment. Today we're going to be taking a look at Mercury Wallet, one of the first implementations of Statechain wallets, and we're going to go through the gamut of setting it up, transacting, doing swaps, everything. I am Ben with the BTC Sessions. This is your daily session.
Hodl the Bitcoin.
Before we dive in, quick shout out to sponsors of the show, Shakepay.com. If you're in Canada and you're buying Bitcoin, this is simply the easiest and best way to do it. No deposit fees, no withdrawal fees. When you get there, the margins are super thin, or rather the spread is super thin, and tons of great kickbacks here. Your sign up link down below, if you click it and you buy your first $100 of Bitcoin, you'll get $30 for free. You get the same deal when you refer other friends. And after you refer your first friend, you get to shake your phone every single day for free sats. You heard that right. Free sats every single day for shaking your phone. Check them out. Links are down below. Up next, we have LEDN.io. You can use your Bitcoin for a variety of different services. In particular, if you need to get your hands on dollars, but you don't want to sell your Bitcoin, of course you don't want to sell your Bitcoin, you can deposit Bitcoin here and get a dollar loan to your bank account within 24 hours. When you pay back those dollars, you get back the same amount of Bitcoin, which is the important number. They do have savings accounts for Bitcoin and USDC, and they also have their B2X offering. If you're feeling mega bullish, check them out in the links down below, and they do have a deal where you can get a free $10 into your savings account. I do live on Bitcoin, and Bitrefill helps a ton with this. They just have an endless selection of gift cards, and you can buy them online with Bitcoin, of course, on-chain and via the Lightning Network, which I use all the time. You earn sats back as you shop, and they also do have a great referral program as well. If you got friends and family that may be interested, check them out in the links in the show notes. Keystone Wallet is one of my most used and favorite hardware wallets. I love it. It is 100% air gap, meaning you never plug it into anything internet connected. Everything is done offline via QR code, and that keeps the keys to your money safe and away from potentially malicious internet connections. You can use it with all my favorite wallets. You can check it out with Blue Wallet, Wasabi Wallet, Sparrow, Spectre, you name it, they got it. And it works beautifully in a multi-sig setup. Be sure to check them out. The links are down below. And finally, if you're backing up any important Bitcoin wallet, be sure you get it in solid steel. Paper just doesn't cut it, guys. Fire damage, water damage, easily misplacing it because it's just a piece of paper. When it's in solid steel, all those things tend to go away, and it gives you that peace of mind. Again, this is how I back up my important wallets. So check out BillFodl over at privacypros.io. And with that, let's dive into the tutorial. So I want to explain a little bit about Statechains and how they are working in this instance, just to kind of give you guys a preface before we dive into the actual wallet itself, Mercury Wallet. So effectively what you're doing here is you are creating a specific UTXO, an unspent transaction output, or a piece of Bitcoin for a specific amount. They have lots of different options for that, and you'll see that, but say 100,000 sats, and that is a coin sitting in your wallet. And that coin is effectively becoming kind of like a digital version of an open dime. So an open dime is physical Bitcoin. It's a little device like a USB stick, and you can pass the keys that pertain to the Bitcoin sitting on that stick from person to person, while also knowing that the original person who had the open dime and then gave it to somebody else cannot sweep or steal the funds after the fact. They can't write down the seed phrase and take their money back later. And that's kind of what Statechains are doing. They are creating a set amount of coins that are sitting there, and you're trading the keys that represent those coins, but it's done in such a way that you cannot take those coins back later. And the way this is achieved is with a coordinator of the wallet And those coins are locked as part of a multi-sig. And so the coordinator helps swap keys amongst users and then ensures that nobody can go and spend those coins later on after they've given away their portion of the multi-sig key. And it's the coordinator's job to make sure you do that. Of course, this does come with some trust trade-offs, which we'll discuss after the tutorial. But effectively, yeah, you've got a digital open dime and you're able to transact the keys to that money back and forth as like passing $100 bill, a set amount of money, digitally to another person without doing an on-chain transaction. So that's what we're achieving here. And through that, you're able to then swap coins. It's like swapping $100 bills with other people and maintaining privacy in doing so that nobody really knows who owns what coins. So let's take a look now at Mercury Wallet. So here we are with Mercury Wallet, and this is what you will see every time you open it up, regardless of whether you've made a wallet previously or not. You have a few options in front of you. You have a toggle switch for dark mode if you prefer. There is create a new wallet, restore from seed or backup, or load existing wallet. And we're going to be creating a new, so we'll hit that option and hit continue. This will give you a 12-word seed key shown in the next view, provides access to your wallet, and you copy and store it somewhere safe. Typically not digitally, obviously. Probably if you're looking at Statechains, you already know that. And then this seed key will allow you to recover your wallet if your computer is lost, stolen, stops working, so on and so forth. And obviously don't give this info away to anybody. So we just check that and we hit continue. We're going to give the wallet a name. Okay. And then we're going to pick a password for this one, check off here, and then we just hit create. Okay. This gives us our seed phrase, which we can then write down for safekeeping. So I'm going to do that right now. Once you've got it jotted down somewhere, you're going to hit next. And then it just has you input the missing words, which you can just refer to your list here, and then hit confirm. And that's that. We are now set up and it will connect to the server, connect to swaps, and connect to Bitcoin. Once these are all connected, we are good to go and ready to use Mercury Wallet. With everything set up, let's take a quick overview of what's in front of us. We can see a deposit option, a withdrawal option. We have swaps, we have send and receive, and down below we have our Statecoins, our recent activity of all of our transactions, and also all of our connections, making sure that we are indeed connected. And then in settings here, you can see we can create a wallet backup, manage backup transactions, export activity log, our date and time format, and then of course, all of the connectivity settings in terms of Electrum host, all that kind of stuff. So to get started here, what we're going to do is we're going to hit the deposit button. And this is where you're going to choose what size of Statecoin you're going to make. Now, a Statecoin is a UTXO of Bitcoin that is a designated amount. So you can see 0.001 or 100,000 sats, or a million sats, or 10 million sats, or 1 Bitcoin. There's also denominations for 5 million and 50 million sats, or other. You can create your own. Okay. So effectively, it'll also show you the liquidity for swaps for each coin. Now, this is relatively new. Again, not a lot of people are using Statechains yet, but hopefully that will change, and hopefully this video will help some people wrap their heads around it. But for today, we're going to use the lowest denomination just because it's an easy way to go about it. So we're going to do 0.001 Bitcoin, or 100,000 sats. So we're going to tap on that and we're going to hit continue. So what this has done, it has created a shared key, which is a multi-sig with the coordinator of Mercury Wallet. And I need to send 100,000 sats, or 0.001 Bitcoin, to the following address to create said Statecoin. Now I'm going to be doing that with Blue Wallet, which I have open here. And so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to copy this address. I've got a wallet open. I'm going to hit send. And we will swap that so I can see the amount of Bitcoin. I will paste in the address. Okay, at the time of this video, that's about 50 bucks. And we'll set our fee. We'll do a fast fee because fees are low at the moment. We'll hit next, and we'll just send that off. Perfect. So that has now been sent. We can close Blue Wallet here. Don't need that anymore. And so this will land, and this will create what is again known as a Statecoin for 100,000 sats. We can see transaction received already. We'll wait for some confirmations. Once we have confirmations, we will have a Statecoin sitting in our wallet, and we can start doing swaps. After 3 confirmations on the Bitcoin blockchain, you will see this timeout, and you can just hit go back, or actually rather you can hit back up top, and this will bring you back to your main screen. And you can now see down below where it says Statecoins, you'll see 1 sitting there for 0.001 or 100,000 sats. So at this point, you can begin to swap your Statecoins with other users of Mercury Wallet. This is effectively trading the keys for your half of the multisig between you and the coordinator with another individual using Mercury Wallet. Let's figure out how to swap this Statecoin that we just used, or just created rather. Really simple. You head up to swap. You're going to hit the swap button. And I like to turn on auto swap here, and this will continuously swap this Statecoin, and it will enter it in to these pending swap groups here. You can see there's a timeout after X amount of time. However many participants are in that swap group will be the number of swaps that I get, or the anonymity set, I suppose, of my Statecoin. So we'll come back. We'll let this go through a few times. You may find you get a few timeouts where there isn't somebody in your particular swap group, but you can leave this as long as you like. And yeah, we'll be back when we see some swaps having gone through.
A few moments later.
I actually ended up leaving Mercury Wallet overnight just to kind of see how many swaps that I would get in over that period of time. You can see we're sitting at around 35 swaps that we've done, and things still chugging away here if I wanted to continue on from there. What this means is effectively I've swapped the private keys to a 100,000 sat UTXO 35 different times between myself and other users and the coordinator. Okay, so it's basically nobody knows who owns what UTXO on the outside looking in, because there is no on-chain record of what has happened. So at this point, I can, if I like, I can turn off auto swap here. And, 35 swaps is more than enough, I think. What I can do is I can go back to my main page here, and yeah, I can see under Statecoins, I can see my swaps here, 35 rounds completed, and I've got my 1 Statecoin. I can click on it and I can see all kind of information about it. So I can see a Statecoin address. You can actually send to and from, and we're going to practice that in a second, to other users of Mercury Wallet. We can see the UTXO ID, all of that, the date it was created, so on and so forth. And privacy score, it gives me a privacy score of 97, meaning that basically there's a 1 in 97 chance that somebody would correctly guess that I own this UTXO based on who created the coin. And that's about it. You can add a description here if you like, but this is what you see when you click on your Statecoins. At this point, you can do a couple of different things. You can send Statecoins to other people if you choose to do so, or you can withdraw into a wallet that you fully control, not a multi-sig of Mercury Wallet. Okay, so first, before we withdraw, let's of course practice sending and receiving a Statecoin and see what that looks like. So I'm going to actually log out of this wallet, and I do have another wallet that I will open up, and we'll get a receiving Statecoin address that we can send to. So to log out, just so you know, it's in the top right hand corner here, and you log out, confirm, and then this is where you can load an existing wallet, and we'll just I'll open that up and we'll continue from there. So I've opened up a second wallet here. It's just called Test Wallet, and to get a receive address, we just simply hit receive. And this gives us a Statecoin address, and there's multiple different, you can swap through here and pick any unused ones. If it is used, it will let you know. So we'll pick number, we'll just do number 68, the one it had ready for me. So actually, you know what? We'll generate one more. We'll do number 69. Okay, so we're going to copy this address, copy to clipboard. I'm just making notes of a few of the digits here so I know that they're familiar. And then we'll log out of this and we'll go back to our original wallet. Back in the original sessions test wallet that we had created, we see our Statecoin with the 35 swaps. We're just going to go to send. And we're going to paste in that address that we had from the other wallet, the test one, and we're going to hit send Statecoin. Now, to confirm send Statecoin ready to be sent immediately, I hit confirm. Oh, I still have to choose one. My bad. So you gotta tap on it to highlight it. It could be if you have more than one Statecoin here, you just gotta tap and select which one. So I'm gonna send that Statecoin to that address. Confirm. Okay, and so that says that it's going to be sent here. You can copy the transfer key as well, and so if the receiver wants to receive with key, so if they have issues receiving the Statecoin, you can copy this and send this to them, and they will be able to claim the Statecoin that you've sent to them as well. Okay, so I'll copy this just for good measure, but I'll hit continue here. And there we go. So that is sent off. Wallet is now empty. Okay, so just so you know, there's no fees involved with sending Statecoins, okay? Because you're transferring a private key that's part of a multi-sig, and there's no on-chain fee to pay there because there's no on-chain transaction that's taking place. So we'll jump back over to that other test wallet and see how to claim the Statecoin that has been sent. So we'll log out. So when you're here initially, you're not just going to see it automatically pop up here. What you've actually got to do is you've got to go to your receive screen, and you've actually got to tap on the blue button there. It will load, and then you'll get a notification, received 1 Statecoin. So now I can go back, and I can see that if I just kind of refresh there by toggling between the activity and everything, I can see that I've received a Statecoin here. It has been sent. No fee was involved. I now have ownership of that key that was transferred by the administrator of Mercury Wallet to me. I could then withdraw this to an outside wallet, or I could send it on to somebody else. So that is how you send a Statecoin. We're going to actually try sending back to my old wallet. I realize this is a lot of logging out and in, but easiest way for me to do it on desktop. We're going to grab a receive address from the original wallet we set up, and we'll send it back, and maybe we'll try receiving via the key this time. Logged in, quickly grab a receive address. We will copy that, and then we can log out. Great, once again, we'll hit send. We're going to select our Statecoin. We're going to paste it in the Statecoin address, and we will send it off and confirm. Great. This time we will again copy the transfer key just in case. We'll hit continue. And now the wallet is empty. It has been sent over to the original wallet. So we'll one last time log back off and hit into the original wallet that we set up. Let's again jump over to the receive screen. We can, if we want, hit receive with key and then paste in the key that we got, hit receive. And there we go. Transfer complete. Statecoin expires at block. And we'll talk about the expiries later. But we now have the Statecoin back in our wallet. Now you'll notice that it shows the privacy here as 0 swaps. That's because currently, after sending a coin to another user, it's implied that somebody may know that you hold the keys to that particular UTXO. So it resets the privacy for your own benefit, assuming that it's not private, even though in this case, barring the fact that I'm doing this on a video that everybody can watch. But if it was between myself, I would know that that particular Statecoin has actually gone through 35 rounds of swaps and is indeed still private, unless I revealed such, as I'm doing right now in this video. But I digress. That's why the reset for the number of swaps here is it assumes that somebody knows you own that particular Statecoin, and it encourages you to do subsequent swaps to break that link. So we will get into withdrawing this from Mercury Wallet into your own wallet, but I do want to zero in on something called the backup transaction and backing up the wallet for that matter as well. So just in the settings cog up in the top right, if you go here, once again, you're going to see create wallet backup and manage backup transactions. So the wallet backup is simply another way of backing up the seed phrase that you had before. So when you create that, it's going to have the full key information. Again, that could be used potentially to steal funds. So you can copy that and save it to your computer as a copy of the particular key that's associated with these funds. But again, keep in mind, it's part of a multi-sig with the coordinator as well. Now, so that's basically, another way of your getting your seed phrase backed up elsewhere, and it can be used to recuperate your funds. Now, manage backup transactions. Let's take a look here. So when we tap on this and you pick a particular Statecoin, there is a private key associated with this. There's a number of days left before the coin quote unquote expires. And so on and so forth. And it gives you the option to create a CPFP, or what's known as a child pays for parent. So let me describe a little bit of what's going on here with the expiry. Effectively, you have a coin, a 100,000 sat coin sitting here that is locked up in a multi-sig, a 2 of 2 multi-sig with Mercury Wallet. So you have one key, Mercury has the other. So what happens if Mercury Wallet goes down? AKA, they can't sign their half of the transaction. You don't want it so that your funds are just stuck forever and nobody can move them anymore. And so what is done is there's a backup transaction that is preloaded, that is set to execute after the expiry, in this case, 87 days. If the coin is still sitting in this wallet untouched. And that transaction will be sent to an address associated with the single sig wallet associated with the original seed phrase that you wrote down. So at the beginning, we wrote down a seed phrase, which is the backup. And that seed phrase is part of a multi-sig, but it can also be used as a regular single signature wallet. So at the end of 87 days, if this coin was still sitting here and I hadn't withdrawn it to my own custody, then a transaction would be triggered from the multisig that will execute and send to my own address that is associated with the seed of this wallet, which I could then import to anything. You know, we were using Blue Wallet at the beginning of this. I could hit add wallet and I could import wallet and type in my seed phrase here. And that would be the single signature regular wallet of that seed phrase. And I would receive a transaction to it at the end of these 87 days so that I maintain custody, even if Mercury Wallet ceases to exist and function. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Now, what about this child pays for parent? The default transaction set on Mercury Wallet is for a fee of 1 sat per byte, which, you know, okay, fine right now because fees are relatively low, but in a high fee environment, that may take quite a long time to be confirmed, if it ever gets confirmed, perhaps. Right. And so what you can do here is you can change the destination address that you would like the coin to go to, and you can change the fee rate, and then you can create a child pays for parent transaction. So, you know, whatever receiving address I would like, and then you could change that to maybe 10 sats per byte instead of 1, or whatever you want to put in there that you feel is safer than 1 sat per byte. You simply do that. And then if the expiry happens at the end of 87 days, then it will go to this destination address rather than the original one with 1 sat per byte. So you're basically just hedging in case there's a high fee environment. You would have to do this for each Statecoin that is sitting here, but I mean the most advisable thing is to never have to wait for the expiry and to always withdraw on time, or after you've done your swaps and you no longer want to utilize Mercury and you've got sufficient privacy to your liking. So this is how that works. If you left it, it would still execute that transaction for 1 sat per byte, but if you want to change some things, you can do that here. So now that we've basically gone through everything, creating a Statecoin, going through swaps, sending to and from other Statechain wallets, and claiming those Statecoins in 2 different methods, now we can withdraw coins from Mercury Wallet to our regular Bitcoin wallet. So I'm going to go over to Blue Wallet, which we were using originally. I'm going to hit receive here. I'm just going to copy an address. And then I'm going to go back to Mercury Wallet. I'm going to hit withdraw. I want to withdraw this Statecoin. I'm going to paste in my Bitcoin address. And then what transaction fee do you want? Fees are low, so I'll go for a quick transaction right now. I'm going to hit withdraw Bitcoin, and I will hit confirm. All right, so this has confirmed that I've done a withdrawal. It has the transaction ID here, which I can look up on any block explorer and watch it confirm. And then I should get a notification, there we go, on Blue Wallet saying that I've got an incoming transaction for about 98,822 sats. And this is indeed an on-chain transaction, not a Statecoin transaction, meaning that there is actually an on-chain fee because it's being sent out to a regular Bitcoin address. Okay, so we have successfully done everything we need to do with Mercury Wallet. We've swapped some coins, added some privacy to said coins. Just be conscious that as you send out those Statecoins, you're going to want to pay attention to what you're doing with your transactions. You're going to want to be conscious of UTXO management. And if you commingle coins that have been anonymized this way with coins that are associated with you, i.e. if you send a transaction that uses this Statecoin that we just sent out, the 98,000 sats, with some other sats, maybe it's a 150,000 sat transaction and the rest of the sats are KYC'd to your own name, this can basically ruin everything that you've just done. It has no benefit, okay? The other thing to keep in mind is as you withdraw from Mercury, there is a fee, a coordinator fee to withdraw from Mercury Wallet. It is very minimal. It is 0.5%, so 0.5%. So just keep that in mind. That is the only fee associated with this, and that would be coincided with the on-chain fee, which is a normal Bitcoin transaction anyways. Now let's discuss some of the trust trade-offs and the potential risks of theft in a Statechain setup with a coordinator. Okay, so what is happening here is as we discussed, the coordinator is in charge of ensuring that once you pass your Statechains or your Statecoins to another user, you no longer retain those keys and you cannot execute a transaction to reclaim those coins. And that is because of the multi-sig nature of it. You have a key, the coordinator has a key, and the coordinator makes sure that you never retain your old keys when you swap with another individual, and they wouldn't honor you trying to spend said coins. That said, if the coordinator were to collude with other users on the platform, they could feasibly spend coins that have since been swapped with somebody else's. Of course, that would immediately be evident, and then you could prove that online and show that they went against the users and stole funds or colluded to steal funds. The coordinator could also be represented as somebody that is in the mix doing swaps and utilizing Mercury Wallet, in which case they would also then be able to retain keys and potentially swap that out and steal funds. If they did, it would have to be kind of like a one-off, exit scam kind of deal, and it would be kind of a one shot at it. And at the same time, given that you're doing swaps, at maximum they would be able to double their money effectively. So they would, whatever amount that they're able to steal, they would also have to put up their own coins to do so, because they're swapping amongst others. So keep that in mind. Now, the other thing to think about is if you're using this carefully, then you can minimize that risk. Now, for some, this trust trade-off will be an immediate no-go. Hey, you don't want any risk of anybody ever having access and potentially being able to steal funds. If you're using this, though, if you do decide that the trust trade-off is acceptable and you think that the incentive structure of not wanting to be, painted by the community in this, unfavorably and immediately being outed and then not able to do anything moving forward, if you think that that is an acceptable trade-off and you think that the risks to the founders of Mercury Wallet would be greater doing that than exit scamming, then great, okay? But I would still advise, once you have ample swaps within Mercury Wallet, to withdraw to your own custody to a single sig wallet or something where you retain all of the keys, as we did with the example where we withdrew to Blue Wallet after X number of swaps. Okay, so once you do that, funds can no longer be stolen. They're on chain in your wallet and nobody can touch them, right? So I would just say exercise caution, minimize how much you ever have sitting in Mercury Wallet at any one time. Just thinking as an adversarial Bitcoiner, you gotta not trust, verify. And in this case, where there's a necessity of some trust, you want to minimize that as much as possible. So if you opt to use Mercury Wallet, again, minimize that risk. Take coins out as soon as they've been swapped to your liking, and don't put more in there than you would be comfortable potentially losing. And I guess I can just sum it up with that, and you guys can be big boys and girls and make your own decisions. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, please do hit like, subscribe, share. All of those things are honestly super important. It really helps to get this content in front of more eyeballs. It brings more people to the channel. So I really appreciate when you guys do that. If you want to help the show in another way, you can hit up the previously mentioned sponsors down below. Those were Shakepay, LEDN, Bitrefill, Keystone, and BillFodl at privacypros.io. And if you really liked what you saw, you can always drop me a Bitcoin tip at my strike.me page. That is strike.me/BTC sessions. When you get there, type in any amount you like. You hit the tip button, you'll be greeted with a lightning invoice, or if you tap to the right, a regular Bitcoin QR code. With that, I am out. Have yourselves a wonderful day or evening wherever you may be. I'll see you guys next time for your daily session.
Hodl the Bitcoin.